My story does not begin from the day I was born. It begins from the day I was reborn, the day I discovered my why. I remember checking my watch. We still used to wear them in those days. It was 4:29 p.m. It had been a long day, and I was in this room, a very large room, with nearly 500 of my colleagues from my company. We'd been here all day, and allegedly it was a workshop to discover your purpose. Quite literally, a workshop that was there to help us discover our life purpose. And this final half hour was meant to be the magic moment when we were promised everything will come together. Everything that we'd been leading up to, it'll be the eureka moment where everything will automatically make sense and we will discover our purpose. And I was witnessing scenes around me that I'd never seen before. On my left, I could see the normally hard as steel Esther almost breaking down with tears of joy, and a colleague of mine comforting her. And suddenly, I'm jolted on the right by the usually very sober finance guy, Jaden. He's jumping with his hands up in the air, almost like he's won the lottery. But I wasn't enjoying any of that because I simply wasn't in sync with them. I didn't connect. I wasn't feeling that magic. Where was that eureka moment? I couldn't see any connection between everything we'd done all day and to the moment when it was promised, the promised land awaited that we will all be experiencing. 4:46 p.m. Suddenly, the facilitator announces that in less than 15 minutes, we will all be called on stage individually to share our purpose statement. A short, sharp, succinct purpose statement. And I'm wondering, you got to be joking, right? Suddenly, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I look up, and I hear, "Still looking puzzled, answer?" That was Bob. I never liked him anyways. Fortunately, I hear a comforting voice. It was Mandy from my team. "Don't give up now, answer. I promise you it will all come together. Just go back to your notes." I glance at my notes from that morning. Half of them don't make sense. And the other half, I can't read my own writing. So thank you, Mandy, but that really didn't help. 5:01 p.m. And to my horror, the facilitator really meant what she said. And I see her, of all the places in that massive room, 500 people, I see her approaching me, charging forward with a mic in her hand. Luckily, I managed to duck her, and she goes to my neighbor, Dinesh, the finance guy, another one of them. And I thought, thankfully, that buys me some time. But Dinesh disappoints me yet again. And so eloquently, in no more than 5 words, he speaks out his purpose statement. 5 seconds later, instead of passing the mic that way, he passes it to me. "No, thanks, Dinesh." And I'm having the blank. I have absolutely no idea. I have 500 eyeballs looking at me, expecting me to say some words of wisdom, and I haven't the foggiest. And in the far distance, with 500 eyeballs looking at me, I spot 2 eyes gazing at me. And I know these eyes very well. That's my boss. I can spot him from a distance, and I know that glare. It means, I've seen it many times in many a presentation. Whatever you do, just don't embarrass us, answer. And I'm thinking, that's the precise reason why I might as well just do that today, because your boss is here as well. But that's not the moment. I gaze away, and I look in the other distance. And just when I thought I'll give up, fine, it's okay. There can be one person out of the 500 who doesn't know their purpose, so what? Suddenly, my eye goes on 2 images. There are 2 pillars in the distance, and I see 2 posters. One of them has a newborn baby, and the other one is a rock star performing to a packed audience. And suddenly 2 words pop in my head, birth and inspiration. And all of a sudden, in that moment, magic happened. Everything started making sense. The jigsaw came together. I almost felt like I was a rocket ship going from planet to planet. Everything came together. This was my eureka moment. all the struggles of my childhood suddenly made sense. The cracks in my soul were filled up in that second. And I could say my purpose in less than 5 words, literally 3 words, to 500 eyes that were looking at me. And I said, born to inspire. To inspire others to find their purpose. You all too can feel the same magic if you just allowed yourself to discover your purpose. Thank you.